Hey YouTube, what's up? It's Thursday, so Pokemon Go PvP time. That's exciting. I'm doing more Fusion Cup battles. I have made a slight change to my team that you'll see in a minute, so I wanted to test that out. And I'm playing against a new opponent that you haven't seen me battle before, ElectricSieran. He's a buddy from my Pokemon Go PvP group chat, and he's pretty friggin' good. So let's see how these battles unfold, and I will go over his team, and I will go over my team, and then we will start the battles. So, let's go.
Hey there, it's Grixis, doing all kinds of things. Hey there, it's Grixis School, playing all kinds of games. Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, come on down for all kinds of wild things.
Alrighty, here we are. Let's go over some teams real quick. Up here, you see ElectricSieran, who's got Bronzong, Shiftry, Alolan Marowak, Wigglytuff, Whiscash, and Altaria. And then below, you can see my team, which is Weavile, Alolan Marowak, Bronzong, Noctowl, Whiscash, and Venusaur. So we'll see how my team fares against his team, and let's get the games going. One more note that I forgot. Weavile no longer has Foul Play. I put Focus Blast instead, as suggested by Pokeboy in the comments for the last time I posted a video for Pokemon, and I've been liking that a lot, so thank you, Pokeboy. And then I took off Alolan Marowak, put on the Whiscash, and Noctowl no longer has Psychic. Instead, it has Nightshade. So I'm also testing out new moves in addition to new Pokemon. All right, here we are in game number 1, and I am leading with Alolan Marowak, followed by Noctowl and Venusaur in the back. So starting with Alolan Marowak, I am paired up, unfortunately, with Whiscash. That's not a very good matchup for AWAC. So what I want to do is charge up a wee bit of energy and swap out into the Venusaur, because I know Venusaur can take that Mud Bomb, no problem, no shields wasted, good to go. So there's the Mud Bomb. Unfortunately, Siren takes out his Whiscash, brings in the AWAC, which is obviously super effective against me. I go for the Sludge Bomb over the Frenzy Plant because I've made a mistake. That was just not the correct move to do. I should have just gone with Frenzy Plant. But too little, too late. Venusaur is dead, so I'm bringing in the Noctowl. I know that does pretty well against Alolan Marowak because of Alolan Marowak's charge moves aren't so hot against the Noctowl, as you can see there. So I go for the Sky Attack here. I probably should have gone for Nightshade on the off chance that he doesn't shield, but I'm pretty sure he shields anyway. No, he didn't. Okay. So I should have gone for the Nightshade 100%. That would have killed the Alolan Marowak, but I messed that one up. I'm taking a Shadow Ball. That's no problem because I'm Noctowl. What up? So this is... I don't know what's coming here, so I just shield it because I don't want my dude to die. That may have been a mistake. That remains to be seen. But I know I can just farm down the AWAC at this point, so I do that, conserving a bunch of energy, and now I'm free to send out a charge move against whatever Siren sends out against me. So here's that Sky Attack going against the Altaria. It did a chunk of damage, which is nice. So now I'm swapping out the Noctowl to bring in the AWAC, but in comes the Whiscash, unfortunately. So now I have to fight through a Whiscash. I was hoping to break that last shield by baiting. It didn't work out so well. So now I'm just going to go for the Shadow Ball and hope Siren doesn't shield. But he does. He knows better than that. So there's the shield. I've only got the one left. I'm quite confident this will do a lot of damage. So I shield it because I don't want my AWAC to die. I'm pretty much on the ropes here. So I really need to be playing carefully. But unfortunately, Whiscash is very, very fast and gets to that Mud Bomb, and now my Alolan Marowak dies before I can get to the Shadow Ball. So in comes Noctowl. Unfortunately, I only get a Great on the Sky Attack. I don't know if an Excellent would have killed the Whiscash, but it would have been strictly better than a Great. Either way, there's that Altaria in the back. So whether or not I killed the Whiscash, I was definitely losing this game. So that's the end of game 1. ElectricSieran is now up 1-0. All right, so let's hop into game 2. My lead is Weavile, followed by Bronzong and Venusaur. These all share a very common theme, and you will see what that theme is as the battle progresses. So, Wigglytuff versus Weavile. This is an unfortunate matchup, so I'm bringing the Weavile out ASAP because Charm hurts really, really badly. I bring in Venusaur, who resists Charm, which is nice, but here comes Alolan Marowak. I was attempting to fire Frenzy Plant at the Wigglytuff, but the switch happened so fast that Alolan Marowak took my Frenzy Plant instead. And so like a fool, I get to Sludge Bomb, and I fire that off again, which is a mistake, and I'm just not realizing it. So there goes Venusaur, he dies to Alolan Marowak. my remaining parts of my team, and this is the theme, they all die to Alola Marowak really, really hard. So I wasn't thinking super clearly when I made this team, apparently, because I've made a large mistake. So I'm going for the Avalanche to try to wipe out the Alola Marowak, and I'm successful, which means Siren still has a shield, unfortunately, but I did clear the AWAC, which has been a big problem for the team. So I'm swapping out the Weavile again to bring in Bronzong because its steel typing is going to resist those charm beats. The play rough as well, nicely resisted. So now what I'm doing is I am just confusioning down the Wigglytuff, which is quite risky because I'm not in the best position, but I'm successful and Bronzong is full of energy. So let's get beating, shall we? So I fire the Psyshock and it meets a shield, the final shield, and I have another Psyshock ready to go because of all that energy that I charged up. So there's the other Psyshock, but really doesn't do too much against that Altaria now, does it? So all I've got left is absolutely nothing, and I have lost, and I had a shield left. So a little bit of an unfortunate game for me, but that's the problem when you bring in a team that all dies to the exact same really strong Pokemon. So Siren is now up 2-0. Here we go, into game 3. All right, so here is game 3. I went a little weird with my team here on game 3. I've got Venusaur in the lead for the Wigglytuff situation, or perhaps a potential Whiscash opener. And then I've got Whiscash and Weavile in the back. So let's take a look at how this one plays out, shall we? There it goes. Venusaur into Altaria. Oh god. Run to the hills, run for your lives. I am switching out. After I charge up a little bit of energy, I pull the Venusaur back and bring in that Whiscash, but Siren brings in Shiftry, who is quite potent. It is Snarl, so 3 Snarls equals a Leaf Blade. So I am in a really tricky spot here. So I'm going for a Mud Bomb because I'm playing baiting games for some reason. So Mud Bomb hits a shield, which is nice. I've burned that last shield, and I know I'm going to die here, so I just go for the other Mud Bomb right off the bat, breaking that second shield, which is pretty nice for me. So my options here are shield or not, and I decide to shield because I think that I can get to a blizzard, and I cannot. Here comes that Leaf Blade. I have burned my last shield, and I have burned my Whiscash. So what I'm going to do now is bring in the Weavile because I'm going to resist those grass moves, and I have Secret Focus Blast in the back. So there is Alola Marowak against Weavile, which is unfortunate. So I bring in the Venusaur once again using Sludge Bomb. So just wrong. I should be using Frenzy Plant because it costs less energy, so I can get to another Frenzy Plant quicker instead of the Sludge Bomb. I don't know what I was thinking. It was a mistake, and now you know not to make that mistake. So in comes Weavile, and I throw an Avalanche at the Alolan Marowak, and the Alolan Marowak doesn't die, but that last Snarl does kill the Alolan Marowak, so that's good. But he's still got Altaria, he's still got Shiftry. I'm in a really, really, really bad spot. And he got to his charge move before I could get to my Avalanche. I guess I lost the CMP tie there. And there you have it. Siren takes all the games 3-0. So let's move into that last little section where I talk about all the things I've learned. Yeah. Alrighty, so now it's time for that little last segment where I talk about things that I have learned from this battle in hopes that we all learn things from these battles. So, this should be really obvious, but I obviously made this mistake. So let's talk about it. I brought in a team of 3 Pokemon that all die to the same Pokemon that on its own is already very strong. So I brought in a team that totally dies to Alola Marowak. That was a really big mistake. And now I've seen the consequences of making mistakes like that, and you have seen the consequences of making mistakes like that. So even though it was a loss, it is still a win because knowledge is power. What else have I learned? I learned that Noctowl has Nightshade, even though I used to have Psychic, and now I have to get used to that because there was a time when I could have Nightshaded that Alolan Marowak. I think it was game 1, and I didn't, and I don't know if I lost because of it, but I absolutely could have just cleared the Alolan Marowak with Nightshade, and I messed that one up. So make sure you're being conscientious of the moves that you have and what they do to your opponent. There were several instances with Venusaur where I fired off Sludge Bomb instead of Frenzy Plant, and even though in that situation both were not very effective, Frenzy Plant costs less energy and is easier to get to. So if I hadn't have used Sludge Bomb, I would have had that much more energy to potentially get to a Frenzy Plant faster. So make sure you're conserving your energy appropriately, and you know the cost. It's really helpful to know the cost of your moves and how fast you can get to those moves, because once you know that, you can start optimizing the moves you choose to use based on the amount of energy they cost and the amount of energy you produce to get to those moves, which could result in using additional charge moves. And that sounds really, really obvious, but it blanked my mind in the moment. And now I'm going to be a little bit more aware of that. And the final thing I've learned, I think I already mentioned it, but I want to go into it again, is take your time to pick your team. I picked a team that all dies to Alola Marowak. If I had maybe sat down and thought a little bit more about what I was picking, maybe I would have brought in a counter to Alola Marowak or something that doesn't flat out die to Alola Marowak. So really, it's okay to take your time. Even some people might get impatient or annoyed, but at the end of the day, you're playing in a competitive event, in a competitive environment, and you need to do what you need to do to be successful within the confines of the rules. And you can take your time to pick your team. That's okay. Don't feel guilty about that. So that is all for today. I will see you next Tuesday with Magic the Gathering, and next Thursday with more Pokemon Go PvP Fusion Cup battles. So thank you so much for watching. Everyone have a wonderful day. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let's have a conversation. And of course, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, right here, and on Twitch, all under the name Grixaschool15. So it's been a blast, and I'll see you next time.